The scooter's amazing, I'll tell you that. It's not blazing fast like a dual motor scooter, but it's definitely faster than any of the other single motor scooters I have. Plenty of speed. It's really windy out today, riding into a headwind right now. We're still hitting 24 on it, up a little hill. Good bell, good bell. I love the sound of it. It's easy to get to. These are my favorite type of bells. You guys have watched my reviews before. You know that I usually start with the handlebars and work my way down. These come with folding handlebars. I'll show you this side. And unscrew it like this. Pulls out a little, goes down. Obviously this side does the same. Makes a very slim profile when you're putting it into a car or say storing it at work or at school while you're busy. It's a good thing about a commuter scooter like this is when it can shrink down. These grips are standard Vsett grips. They have the built-in blinkers right here. When you hit this button, the blinker starts blinking. I believe it blinks about 15 seconds and then it stops by itself. I like this design the best because you don't forget to turn it off. A lot of other scooters have ones where you have to turn it and then turn it back off, and I always end up forgetting to turn it off on those. So I like this style the best. I like this sort of placement the best, where you can use it right here very easily. It's a nice blinker. Vsett did a good job on blinkers. On this scooter you can see it pretty well too from the front and the back, so nice job there. I like the blinkers on this. Brakes are decent, cable brakes. The front one and the rear one are drums. So drums are a different type of brake. You can adjust it right here very easily on the fly if you need to tighten it, which is nice. They also last a bit longer, so there's less maintenance in it, less dealing with fixing it. Oh, sick. What's up, dude? Nice. It's like a drift board. Badass. Never seen one of those. But the brakes are good. They're going to last you a long time. Minimal maintenance, easy to replace when time comes. You swap it in a brake shoe. Now on the right has the standard Vsett throttle. If you guys don't know anything about this, it comes with the NFC card. In order to turn on a Vsett, if you turn it on, it's going to say card. You have to use this card, key card, or you can program a different NFC card, and boom, you're in the scooter. Once it's on, hold plus, we can get the lights back on. Has this beautiful front bar light. Each side on the front has a light on the bottom, and then obviously the brake lights on the back, which are also the blinkers. Tail lights, all in one. Lighting on this scooter is good. Obviously, this is for being seen. It doesn't do much for actually seeing the path, so you're still going to need another headlight if you're going to ride at night. And that's pretty much how all scooters are, especially in this price range. It's just going to take a little more lighting. These are nice throttles. They have a lot of P settings, and you can find all those P settings in the manual when you get the scooter. Easy to change and customize everything to how you like. RevRides throws in one of these free bags, I think with every scooter purchase now at this point. Nice to have a bag to put extra things in that you may need, such as tools or lights or whatever. Now when you get the scooter, normally it comes with one charger, but right now they're having a fall sale. I don't know how long it's going to last, but if I was you, I'd jump on it. They're throwing in a second charger. It's going to cut your charging time from about 10 hours to 5 hours. Otherwise, you can always buy one or buy a fast charger and make it even faster, but that's just a nice perk RevRides doing right now. If you're looking at getting a scooter, they may run it through the holidays. Seems like maybe through Black Friday they might have that deal. We'll see. The deck on this is plenty wide. You can see my foot. Plenty of space. I think a lot of smaller scooters have too small decks, but this one's perfect, just right. Now it has a 600 watt motor. It has obviously the Vsett controller in it, pushing plenty of power compared to all the other entry-level scooters I have. Plenty of power. Nothing to complain about power-wise. Now the suspension on this is worth talking about. The C-type suspension comes standard on a lot of higher power scooters, but it's not found usually in these entry-level scooters. So this is something that Vsett's sort of bringing down from their higher lineup, like the Vsett 9 and the Vsett 10 Plus. It allows beginners to feel what a really good suspension feels like. These C-type suspensions, they're decent, they're great, they're long-lasting, and they ride really, really comfortable. They're probably the most comfortable riding. I like front forks as well, such as on the 11 Plus, but C-type is a close second for me. They're both great. They're both great types of suspension. Obviously, this has it in the front and the back, C-type suspension, which gives us just phenomenal ride quality. best ride quality of any entry-level scooter I tested this year. It beats out a lot of Evercross, New, Go Tracks, all of those. Beats them easily. Let's go ride it a little more. I've always thought Vsett was a good brand. Ever since I bought my Vsett. I bought my Vsett 11 Plus last April or so. So about a year and a half ago at this point. I bought it because they were based on the Zero lineup, which I had already owned because I had a Zero 10X. And I knew that those style of scooters, this brand of scooters, this manufacturer, this company, this factory, whatever you want to call it, that these guys making these scooters know what they're doing. And they make good scooters. They make scooters that have features that are constantly being copied by other brands because they're innovating. So on the Vsett 10 Plus and 11 Plus, they've introduced the turbo boost button for this 2 minutes of 100% power. That's something that now other brands are copying and imitating. They're the first one that brought NFC chips to scooters, and now other brands are imitating. And I think in general, they're the first ones that have brought a really good value to where it's good quality and a good price. So a lot of brands are competing, and I think Vsett is the gold standard to me. At this point, I've tested 2 Vsetts. They're both really good. Nothing really I can complain about on this scooter. The one thing I did take off is the rear fender, obviously. It was rattling a little bit, and I could fix it if I want to by adding a couple washers probably underneath, giving it a little space, but to me, I don't need it. I'm not going to ride this in the rain right now. I was just reviewing it this month, and there's no reason for me to mess up my footage with a little bit of rattling noise. But at the end of the day, that's not a big deal to me. Fender doesn't really, it's cosmetic at this point. If you ride in the rain, you're going to get wet. So you got to wear rain gear. It's not like a fender's going to stop you from getting wet or anything. So speaking of, I don't think Vsett or any scooters really are IP rated high enough to be ridden in a thunderstorm or something crazy. But if the ground's a little wet, usually you can get by. Just don't do it regularly and make sure you let it dry out completely. Perfect power to learn on. And I actually taught somebody this month how to ride a scooter using this scooter. If you guys have been watching TikTok at all, you've seen Jordan. She rode an e-skate for 2 or 3 years. If you don't know, e-skate is an electric skateboard, electric longboard. So she's good at riding, but she'd never ridden a scooter before. So I put her on this. So after about 5 rides, she was really comfortable on it. Even on the first ride though, no issues at all.
Hey guys, it's Jordan Moves. We thought we'd give you a little bit of my perspective and my experience on the Vsett 8. Honestly, it was a great starter scooter to start out on. It was super smooth and it goes a comfortable speed, especially for beginners getting used to accelerating. I fell in love with scooters immediately. I'd already been riding my electric longboard for 2 years and it's such a great freeing feeling. But I didn't realize with the scooters, it's just a different sense of freedom and connection with the outdoors that you don't quite get on the longboard because you can go way more places with the scooter. It's really practical compared to a motorcycle, which is also really heavy for me as a female. Scooters are super easy and portable to take around. I also love that. But yeah, the Vsett 8 was super smooth ride. The brakes work great. Don't really have any complaints except for just have to be careful with what you go over and watch your body weight. Kind of the same. I had to do that on the longboard as well. Otherwise that back tire could slip out from under you. But make sure you have your footing correct. It was slightly different than the foot placement on the longboard, but not much different. And it feels honestly a lot more comfortable on my hip and knees because the suspension on that scooter was great. That was one thing I remember I was really impressed with. Loved the Vsett. I was obsessed with it. So much fun, too much fun. Scooter riding, love it. I have to try out some more scooters and see which one fits for me because I've only ridden a couple. But I definitely want to get one in the future because when it comes to riding a scooter, there's just no greater sense of speed with actual less speed involved. And I feel like that's what makes scooters fun. It encourages you to have more fun. And it's just more fun to ride a slow scooter than even a fast motorcycle slow, in my opinion. I don't know why. Like once I rode one at 22 years old. I'm like, why have I not been riding this my whole life? But scooters coming out are getting more dope and more advanced. Probably aren't having as many problems. Definitely recommend getting one if you're thinking about it. I feel like it's even easier to ride than a bicycle. If you ever pushed a scooter as a child, you'll feel right at home on an e-scooter.
People can pick this up really quick. It's super easy to learn. As long as you have a little bit of athleticism and balance, I think is the key. Maybe some hand-eye coordination. Obviously, I don't think it's for everybody, but I think most people can handle a scooter. It's actually pretty stable one-handed. A lot of scooters have some insane shaking when you do this, but I think the suspension helps with the one-handed. It's more stable than most scooters in this price range, in my experience, just from the amount of handlebar shaking. What sets this apart from all other $800 scooters is the ride quality. You're not going to find this good of suspension, this quiet of a ride, that's smooth. It doesn't give your legs that fatigue right away. When you start riding a scooter with no suspension, there's just a lot of leg fatigue because you're constantly absorbing all of the cracks in your knees and in your muscles. Whereas on a scooter with suspension, you can just ride it for a lot longer without getting tired at all. Like I just rode for probably 30 minutes straight basically, and I'm not even tired at all. There's no sort of leg pain, no foot pain, none of that. Having suspension alone is amazing, but this is a good suspension. I don't think it gets a lot better for a beginner scooter. You can hit these speeds, have this power. This is the steepest hill right here. We'll see, probably get down about 12. We'll see, 16, even 15 on the steepest. That's the steepest hill right on this trail. Most of those other scooters get down to 10 on that. So it's got the power. It's worth the money. It's got the name brand. I think this is the most no-brainer buy of the year. Killer deal for anybody new, or if you're looking to maybe teach your girlfriend how to ride or something, or your wife. This is the type of scooter she'll get on and she'll enjoy it because it's comfortable. You don't want to buy some scooter that's gonna like bust up her knees and make her not enjoy it and be sore from it. You know, you want something that's comfortable so she can scoot with you. It's just a really nice scooter. I'd be way more nervous about this on a scooter with no suspension because it's just way harsher. Even doing a little bit of off-roading on this detour like this. It's only maybe 50 yards on this, but it's enough that on a normal scooter with no suspension, you might be kind of having to walk. But with this, you can just whip it nice and smooth. It's not even an issue. The range has been excellent on this scooter. I've been getting around 20 miles on it, and I'm about 180 pounds. And Jordan has been getting significantly better, probably around 30 miles range on it. I don't know her exact weight, but somewhere around 120 maybe. Range is there, and this is the lowest level model. It's only 800 bucks. You can obviously buy a Vsett 8 from RevRides with a bit bigger batteries or with dual motors even. Get a little bit better Vsett 8, but for the base model, I think it's incredible. It's a great deal, great value. Can't go wrong with this scooter at all. This is a buy all day, every day, a buy. I'll be sure to drop the link in the description. If you use the code GANG, you get the 50 bucks off. Get this for $7.99. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and happy scooting. This is a good scooter. Scooter gang out.